Welcome to this QuakeShake video where we will show you how to use Raspberry Shake's Station View website. So there's a few ways you can access Station View. In a web browser, you can type in Raspberry Shake Station View and then you can click enter. You will then see stationview.raspberryshake.org and you can left click this link. You can also access Station View by opening rs.local, scrolling down to the bottom and clicking go to station/earthquake view. You will notice once you enter Station View that it will automatically zoom to wherever you are located in the world, and you will see some hexagons, and these represent the Raspberry Shake seismometers. And if you zoom out, you will see some circles, and these represent the earthquake events. If you fully zoom out, you will see in total how many Raspberry Shakes are online and how many earthquake events there are. In the bottom left hand corner, you can click the earthquake depth and magnitude tab. You will see the earthquake depth is represented by the different colours and the magnitude is represented by the size of the circle. In the right hand corner, if you left click the ground motion tab, you will see different colours and these represent the different ground motion the Raspberry Shakes are experiencing. In settings, you can turn off the stations. You can turn off the earthquake events. You can turn off dynamic event filter, the legends, the lat and long grid, and the tectonic plates, and you'll be left with a very minimalistic map. You can turn these back on. There is a slight lag, so do have patience, it will turn on. It can just take a couple of seconds and a little bit of delay. You can also change the ground motion colour refresh rate and the theme of Station View. So you can click dark, mix, use system or light. And you can also cluster the stations to make it look less cluttered. And you can set whichever preferences you would like. So if you turn off the stations, you may notice a blue flashing light or a circle. This is the most recent earthquake to have occurred. And if you'd like to pick a specific earthquake, you just left click on that earthquake and you will automatically zoom into that location. It will tell you where it's located, the magnitude of the earthquake, the time in UTC, the location, depth, event ID, status and source of the earthquake. You'll see that this one selected is flashing yellow, so that means that the depth is less than 250 kilometers deep. It's 107 kilometers in this instance. And you'll see that the magnitude is 6.9 and that is reflected in the size of the circle. And if you zoom out, you'll notice that there is no longer any more earthquakes shown on the screen. So you have to deselect this earthquake by left clicking close and the X button. Now all the other earthquakes will reappear. And you'll see how many earthquake events there are. You can also click map filters and sort by events. Last 24 hours all magnitudes. Last 48 hours greater than magnitude 3. Last 7 days greater than magnitude 5. And last 7 days greater than magnitude 7. In settings, you can turn back on your stations. And in map filters, you can also sort by data type, infrasound instruments and seismic instruments, or all. You can also sort by shake type. So there's RS1Ds, RS3Ds, RS4Ds, or boom, RS and boom, and or jams, or all. And you can deselect this by left clicking on the screen. If you'd like to see a specific earthquake recorded by a specific Raspberry Shake, you can left click on the earthquake and then you can left click on the hexagon or the Raspberry Shake you'd like to see this earthquake recorded on, and it will show you the distance in kilometers from that earthquake to the Raspberry Shake, and it will also show you the waveform and the spectrogram on the right hand side. And you can do this for any earthquake and any seismometer you want in the world. So you can then deselect this Raspberry Shake station by left clicking close, and you can deselect this earthquake. And if you'd like to find a particular station, and if you know the name of the station, you can then left click station and then type in the name that you know. So if we want to look up station OR 51EA, press enter on our keyboard, and then you can left click on the station name, and this will zoom you directly into that specific station. Then you have to deselect this station on the right hand side, and if we zoom out, you'll notice that none of the other stations have returned back on. So in stations, you have to deselect this station and click clear, and then the rest will reappear. If you'd like to look at the stations in one particular country, you can type in the name of that country, press enter. Now, it won't automatically zoom to that location, so you will have to manually scroll to that country, and you'll see all the stations that are online in this country, and in the top right it shows you how many are also online. If you don't know the name of your own station, you need to locate it. You can find this in rs.local. Every Raspberry Shake begins with AM as the start of their station name, but you only need to highlight the name after the point after AM. So if we highlight OR379E, and on our keyboard, if we click Ctrl+C to copy it, and then back in station view, if you click stations, get rid of Ireland and press Ctrl+V, this will bring you to your station, or you can manually type it in if you don't want to Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V, and it zooms into the specific station. So this shows you the live stream. You can also look at more data, and this will bring you to the data view website. So you can either look at live streaming, the last 24-hour plot, last 24-hour of data in mseed form, build your own data request, or instrument response. So if we look at live streaming, this brings us to the data view tab, and it'll open it in a new browser. So you can see this specific Raspberry Shake live streaming as it happens. You can filter the data. You can also look at it on a 24-hour timescale. You can pick out specific time sections, and you can also filter the data. You can either use default, global, regional, local, hyperlocal, new filter, and you can also change the frequencies, and then you just press apply. And you can get back. You can also look through the calendar dates, and you can select a specific date that you would like to look at the data. So back in station view, you just have to ensure that you deselect this specific station, and all the rest of the stations will turn back on.